The Alleghany Journal is delighted to host Justin Reiter, the executive director of the Historic Masonic Theatre. And Justin joins us today to pretty much make an announcement that we're not sure people have heard about so far. Justin, welcome.
Thanks, Jerry. Glad to be here.
Sounds like we're going to have some news about the future of the Masonic Amphitheatre. Give the public a little heads up.
We are, Jerry. The amphitheater was the result of a lot of people working together and a lot of people donating money, including the Alleghany Foundation. And it was a very special structure that won some design awards. But the materials that were used let the weather in, whether it was not properly sealed or the decision to use 2x4 framing inside. It could be a myriad of reasons that the structure is now in a dilapidated state and it's a danger to the public, not for falling, but that slope on it lends itself to kids liking to either skateboard on it or walk on it. And I'm pretty sure that, anybody who goes and walks around that amphitheater, they can see what a problem it is right now.
Well, those oak boards, Justin, many of us, when this was first designed, had some questions about it, but it was an innovative effort to begin with, a nice add-on to the theater, and I think people were excited about it. But on a practical basis, even the boards and the back it was obvious that it was a huge maintenance problem. And it sounds to me like you are proposing dealing with an issue that's really been along from the very start.
We are, Jerry. We have a responsibility because people gave their money to build this thing, and the Alleghany Foundation gave money. Many, many people donated their time and efforts to make this happen. So we are going to have to take the structure down. And what that means is that all of the exterior walls, with the exception of the stage right wall, which houses the electrical panels, will be coming down. We will store all of the incredibly brilliant pieces of metal that were donated by an Italian company and are, precious, and we'll store them. Once all those walls are down, then we will engage a architect to help us put something back with materials that will last far longer, but also to keep with the spirit of what that amphitheater was supposed to be, which was a bridge of nature to the theater. And so we need to respect what the original mission was of it. We just need to put it back in a way that lends itself to the weather that we have, and not something that people can climb on.
Well, Justin, it may be also an opportunity for people who want to donate towards its upgrade to help the theater, for example, with special lighting that can be easily moved, and fixing the snake and some other things from a production standpoint that may make this new concept even far better.
I think so. I think there was some haste in what they did. The electric lines for the lighting of the trees was not put in conduit. So that has all kind of come up. The lighting that was put around the edges and the walkways was not the proper lighting. So we're working right now on new lighting for the walkways. This area of town was meant to be a public park. And what's happening right now with the love sign and the love committee and the town committing to new picnic tables, new trash receptacles, new lighting, pole lighting at the end of the bridge, pole lighting out by the little library, pole lighting down by the bench. These are all upgrades to make it a much more public friendly place where we want you to come, and we don't want it to be a danger to be around.
Justin, before you came here, and many people who have just moved here cannot imagine what that corner used to look like. It was a Kimstand construction area, and it had construction materials and stuff like that on it. I mean, the concept of this beautiful love sign combined with a Masonic amphitheater, upgrading that just revolutionized the space there. And I just have a feeling, especially with your experience in theater productions and productions of all kinds, it just seems like a great idea to fix things, and an even better idea to make it probably one of the regional's finest areas and venues to put on various kinds of musical shows. And I know that's your goal all along.
Sure. And I want everybody to know that while we're taking down these walls, we can still use the amphitheater. It still will be able to have bands out there. We'll still be able to bring acts in. It's just going to be a little different for a while, but we've got some time now that we can do a redesign, and we can make it what everybody wants, but certainly keeping in mind the original mission and what the donors were giving to. That's my greatest responsibility, is to the people who helped build this structure. I don't know how we're going to finance the rebuild.
That was my next question. You beat me to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've got the money for the demolition. I've got the permitting, and it's going to start on Monday. And, once the walls come down and we get the area kind of cleaned up and it's not a danger, then we can start the process of how are we going to put this thing back in a way that it's going to last as long as the Masonic Theater has lasted 118 years.
Well, I didn't want to ask you what the budget for this is. And you know how things are these days. Everything costs a whole lot more. But we hope maybe you'll join us once again as the process to rebuild begins. And, maybe it'll be you'll have a place where people can donate, maybe even donate their time. But certainly on projects like this, you need cash, you need other organizations chipping in. There may be fundraisers, this kind of thing, but I can assure you that everybody will be behind you on this effort, Justin. And I don't know whose idea it was, yours or whoever, but it's certainly overdue and much needed.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. It is overdue for sure. It's become kind of an eyesore and a bit of a laughing stock. And when are you going to take care of this? And, money's been very, very tight for us with the post-pandemic and trying to get audiences back. And we're seeing some audiences come in, and that means revenue. And that means that we're able to not only keep the Masonic Theater running and looking good, but now we need to pay close attention to what we got going on at the amphitheater.
Well, thanks very much for taking your time to speak with us about this. We look forward to following what you're up to, and maybe you can take the time to come back with us as either the process is ongoing, and let's figure out a way where the public can engage with you and organizations as well, and help with some of the financial realities that you're certainly going to have to face.
I appreciate that, Jerry. And as I said, I think my greatest responsibility right now is to the donors and to the Alleghany Foundation, who put forth funding to build this, and to bring it back in a way that it will keep in spirit with the original mission, but also be built to last.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jerry.